If anyone ever uses the excuse, it's just a game, I'm going to lose my mind. Imagine telling LeBron James, Tom Brady, that when they're pissed off after losing a game, that it's just a game. Like,
good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 3 of Dads in Gaming. My name is Octane Pro, and I am joined, as always, by my two handsome co-hosts. We do have Glock9 and Goldie. How's it going, gentlemen?
What's going on?
Yep. Awesome. So, as always, we'll catch up, see what we've been up to since our last episode, and then dive in. So, Goldie, we'll jump over to you. We were kind of chatting a little bit earlier. What have you been up to since the last episode last week?
Not much. I went into a little bit of a not feeling like content creation mode this week. So I kind of took a little step back, just kind of hung with the family and kind of recharged the batteries. I did have my 1 year partner anniversary this week, so I did a 16-hour stream on Tuesday.
Wasn't that supposed to be 24 hours?
On the, come on, man. Everyone was saying it should have been 24 hours. On the title.
Your stream title said 24 hours, question mark.
Yeah, question mark.
Boy,
question mark
out.
was my out clause, all right? Question marks were there.
Question mark.
Now, question marks were there just in case. But honestly, no, what happened was it was supposed to be a 24-hour stream, but all my kids ended up leaving for the day, and my wife took off of work, so I was like, I can continue streaming and finish this out, or I can have 8 hours with no kids. Just hanging out with my wife.
Straight sleep.
So yeah, we just hung out.
Nice. Well, Glock9, you've done the 24-hour streams, right?
I've done 2 24-hour streams. I did a full Realm Royale 24-hour stream, and then I did a second 24-hour stream, and actually the second one was worse.
Wow. Yep. I've never done it. It's not because of choice. It's just the fact that the wife would never allow such a thing. So
yeah, you gotta find the right timing and stuff like
tough.
that.
I've done 2 also.
Rough.
Yeah, I've done also. The first one was on accident. It was just going, and then I'm at 10 hours, and then the next thing I know, I'm at 15 hours, and then it was like,
you got chat tell you to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And then I just went for it. The second one was for a charity stream, and that one was rough. And I knew that was coming. I was preparing for it, and the last 5-6 hours, I was dragging. So
I'd be interested from the stream metrics perspective to see when out of a 24-hour stream, when is your peak and pinnacle, and when it drops off and it's no longer worth it anymore.
If for the 2 times I did it, actually it was for my time between the highest points for viewership was between midnight and 7 a.m. because everyone just leaves their computer on. That's it on you. So you're sitting there oh yeah, I'm at 80 viewers. What's up, chat?
Crickets.
You guys there? Nope. Just everyone's just lurking, and it's okay, I'm alone.
Yeah.
Have you ever
I agree with that.
Have you ever come across those streams where it is someone streaming that long, but then you jump on and they're sleeping and they left their stream on and you just
I've seen that.
It's I've seen a stream of just a person's body. You can barely see them with their sheets over, and that's completely legitimate. And it's there was a time when you couldn't do that. There was a time on Twitch when you couldn't just a sleeping stream, and that was it type of deal.
Yeah,
my biggest fear when doing those is falling asleep on stream.
Oh, sure.
I've fallen asleep on stream one time for about 10 minutes. I was on family leave, and I was watching the CSGO tournament and overseas. It started at 2:30 in the morning my time. I got up, I started watching it, and the first match was great. And then the second match, I was sitting in my chair. And all of a sudden, you see
when I used to cast Smite years ago for some of the organizations and leagues, there were times where I would have to stand because I would get tired, and I'd find myself, and it's wait, what? There were honest opportunities casting play-by-play, and a minute later, I'm wait, what did I just say? Like what just happened? Like, oh my god, I hope that sounded okay because I have no clue what I just said. And I was like, all right, I got to stand up. And that was before I was drinking coffee and everything. Like, now I would just have a coffee pot next to me and just keep it going. But anyways, reeled it back in. Glock, what about you? What have you been up to since last stream?
Oh man, sick kids. I got sick. Son started T-ball.
Oh,
Still pushing out streams, and I can't really say what yet, but I got partnered with another game now. So.
oh,
Nice.
fancy.
Nice.
Brush off those shoulders.
Spoiler.
Maybe it has something to do with that Road Company T-shirt he's got on. You know. Just
I knew
saying.
you were gonna say that when I wore this T-shirt. I knew you were gonna say that, but no, not yet. That's next.
Oh,
I don't like.
I like that.
That's
I like
gonna be
the
that's gonna be the
confidence.
third one. That's gonna be the third
I'll
one.
say it right here. I don't know that I'll be playing that game. I played the alpha, and the camera angle I do not like. If it was third person or strictly first person, I'd be all about Road Company. But
I have a funny feeling they're gonna get so much backlash because that
that
third person.
okay, it's literally the over the shoulder Gods of War style, and I'm like, nope, I'm good. Thanks. Like,
the thing is, yes, you can switch shoulders, but like I'm not a fan of it either. But I have a funny feeling that they're going to, immediately try out first person mode in that game.
they are doing that to be different. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
they need to
different.
Hi-Rez needs to differentiate themselves because like the past games have not shown so, and I know that's why they're doing it, and I understand it from a business perspective, but from a player perspective, I think it's garbage.
When we were at HRX and when I was talking with people like right before I was playing or right when people were getting done playing, the biggest complaint was the camera angle.
Mm-hmm.
That's what everyone was saying.
Yep.
Like they just couldn't do the camera angle, and that's one of my complaints on it too. It was just a weird angle.
The camera angle wasn't so much a big deal for me. The two biggest problems I have is I don't like the movement. I don't like the movement style, the way it moves around.
Yeah.
It almost reminds me of like a PUBG type style. I'm not a fan of.
It's
and
not.
then the sniper rifle is absolute.
If you can't flick shot,
the worst sniper I've ever played with in any game ever, and I've tried.
You already
so hard.
have a game where you got a Glock shot.
I don't care.
Really
I
need a
sniper
second
in every
Glock
game.
shot in a game.
And this dude, I have a problem with the scope, the mechanics.
I don't
like it.
I feel like it's easy for game developers nowadays to develop a good sniper rifle because like CS:GO's op has set the bar. So it's like literally just copy that, guys.
That honestly,
Like,
the op is the best sniper rifle in any game I've ever played. It's what you should be making your sniper rifle out of.
Yep, 100%.
Honestly,
100%. Well, since last show for myself, my kids have been sick as well. It's like rolling like few kids, other
just
kids.
bounce one to the other.
It sucks. Other than that, content creation, I've been focusing more and more on YouTube. I actually partnered with the devs to run a contest from Realm Royale, so that's actually worked out really well from a content creator's perspective because I have almost 150 comments on one video, which is awesome and blowing up.
Oh, hey, who got the best assassin in that video that you posted?
I don't. You know what? I don't know because apparently people on Reddit felt I was claiming that I was the best assassin without ever watching the video and gave me shit about it. And it's like, dude,
I missed that.
If you go on Reddit, there's a bunch of middle school children that are like, you're not the best sniper rifle. This is clickbait. And I'm like, clickbait. Listen, motherfucker, did you watch the video? Oh my god. And there were so many people that commented against those people that were like, did you watch the video? Because not once does he say
he was asking you who you think.
Anyways, yeah, so that's been pretty cool. It was something different, and I connected with the developers. That was something where it's like, all right, LTEs are like the big thing right now, so like how can I feed them new ideas and how can I benefit from it as a content creator? So that's been working out so far. And then other than that, streaming has gone well, had some fun. I keep finding myself locked in this weird Realm bubble where like I enjoy Realm, but it's not something I enjoy playing during the week because like the LTEs are like the most exciting thing. Like during the week, it's like, oh, I have to solo again or duos or squads. It's boring as hell. But it also comes down to like a viewership thing too. I know you guys deal with that. It's like, what game do you play? Because I don't think any of us are at a point yet where it's like I can play anything. Like, I mean, you can, but are you gonna play? Am I gonna go ahead and load up Mario and play Mario Kart because I feel like at this moment?
Yeah, that's my biggest issue, and that's kind of why I was in that lull this week of content creation, because I really didn't know what to play. Like, I'm just in that, I don't know what I'm in the mood for. I don't know what I want to play. I don't know. It's tough. Like, I want to play Realm. I am enjoying it again, but I don't want to burn myself out on it.
Yep.
Before the Bach Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. I do enjoy Apex, but that's about it. Fortnite I can't do right now, even though I haven't tried out season 2 yet, or whatever, chapter 2, whatever the hell.
Chapter 2, season 2. I mean, chapter 2 or whatever.
Get it right or pay the price.
I don't know. I'll be on there in like 45 minutes.
So it's tough. I mean, I do have my N64. I'm thinking about loading up some Ocarina of Time. I am actually wearing a Zelda shirt tonight.
Oh, there you go.
So I might run that a bit this weekend or next week, just try and break it up.
Nice, cool. So I'm gonna let Glock 9 lead this one. This was a topic he kind of brought to us today. Has a little bit more relevance with kind of what's going on in the content creation streamer scene. So why don't you give us some context here and then lead us into it?
So this has been blowing up all over Twitter, people agreeing, disagreeing, and I wanted to get these two guys opinion on what they think of it. I'll play the video and I'll let you guys have your reaction to what is said, because what he tweeted out is different than what he said in his video. So I'll play that for you guys right now.
If anyone ever uses the excuse, it's just a game, I'm going to lose my mind. Imagine telling LeBron James, Tom Brady, that when they're pissed off after losing a game, that it's just a game. Like, I'm going to lose. Like, are you kidding me? You're so stupid. It's the competitive nature, bro. It's about respect, bro. It's about pride. It's so much bigger than a video game. And anyone that ever uses the excuse it's just a game is a horrible human being and is lazy. You're a lazy human being.
Who wants to go first?
And then what was his tweet?
So his tweet was, the phrase "it's just a game" is such a weak mindset. You are okay with what happened, losing imperfection of a craft. When you stop getting angry after losing, you've lost twice. There's always something to learn and always room for improvement. Never settle.
Did that come straight out of his recent book that he put out?
No, but my thing is, want me to go first? My reaction on it?
Absolutely. You
are
bringing this to the table.
Okay. I agree with the fact now people notice a difference in me when I play quick play on Paladins or if I run in pubs on Realm Royale. Yep. I don't care. I usually don't care. It's whatever. I'm having fun. It's just a game. But there is a difference when you're trying to play competitively and you're streaming, like playing ranked Paladins, and like you got people in there like purposely not trying while you're trying to prove something. Yes, it gets to you. It's not just a game at that point. But the biggest problem I had with that whole thing was the very end when he said your weak mindset, or however he worded it, was like when he basically attacked people, saying that if you think it's just a game, you're lazy.
You're lazy.
Yeah.
Lazy.
Right when he said that, I was like, ooh. Not retweeting.
Yeah.
Goldie, yeah, I'll let you respond a little bit. I'll come in at the tail end.
So I agree with Glock. There's two different ways of looking at this. Yes, there's people that just, if you're playing just casually and you're just having fun, whether it is video games, whether it's a sport, basketball, football, baseball, hockey, although nobody cares about hockey. But if
basketball.
But if you are playing a sport or a game and you're just doing it for fun, a pickup game here and there, yeah, it's just a game. There's you win, lose, doesn't really matter. And I understand people saying it that way. But when you do put it into a competitive nature and you are getting paid to play, and you're getting paid to, play at a high level. Or even if you're not getting paid to play, you're just playing, like Glock said, ranked. When I'm playing Realm on a competitive level, whether doing Q snipes, Bach Bowl, yes, I lose, I get mad, I'm pissed. But with that being said, if you don't take away from that loss information to help you get better, then it's your own fault. So to say it's just a game, I feel like it depends on what situation you're in. If I'm playing in the Bach Bowl and I lose and I come out of it and say, whatever, it's just a game, then that's on me for not playing competitive and not playing at a high level. If I'm playing Mario Kart with my kids, or even Fortnite, and I'm playing with my kids and I lose and I say it's just a game, it's just a game, move on. Like so there is a difference there. I do agree with Glock though. He should have stopped talking right before the end. Like that, he went too far. That's when everything went south from there, because to call someone lazy for not getting mad at losing, I don't know. I don't agree with.
There's people, I was having a conversation with my brother, like he doesn't get a chance to play games as much as he wants to, so now he just goes into it, has some fun, gets off. It's like, so yeah, he doesn't care about winning or losing. So right. And he kind of took that as like, wow, so since I don't get all mad when I lose, I'm lazy, I have a weak mindset.
Right.
Exactly.
So this is a two-parter for me. So the first part is Ninja does a lot of things to stay relevant. Like his business manager and his team are very good at what they do. So part of me feels
his wife?
He has a team now. He actually has a full team now.
I know.
So I'm not knocking it. My wife is my team.
So part of me sits back and goes, is this even legit? Or was this kind of put together with some magic sauce to figure out like what's the next thing that keeps Ninja relevant? And they're smart. Like this is absolutely smart. So if this is just pure business and a way to get out there, like there's a lot of things if you look at the video, it reminds me of something you would see from like a professional traditional athlete that you'd like see them go off on like an interview or something like that. Like that's what it feels like when I hear it. And it's like at the very end of it, it's like I feel like I'm waiting for the Nike like the swoosh to come up or the Adidas logo to come up. Like that's what it feels like. Like that's what I feel like. Like I feel like this comes right out of like the Super Bowl on a commercial and an advertising. At the end of it, it's like Ninja shoes from Adidas. like that's what it, like I'm serious. Like that's what it feels like. So part of me looks at it that way and go, okay, this is keeping him relevant. I can't take any of this seriously. And then on the flip side of it, where a lot of you guys are coming from, I'm seeing it and going, okay, this reminds me like growing up as a kid, there was always that guy playing any sport that you were in that always took things way too serious. Oh yeah. That was always there to be and he performed at the top of his class. He was the best athlete out there. He took everything so seriously, super competitive. And then you had everyone else. So it's like playing dodgeball in gym class. And you have one dude who is so damn serious and he is just lit. And then you got someone else where like you take the guy out and he's pissed off as anything. That's Ninja right here. And then everyone else is like, dude, chill. It's just a game. And then his speech comes in. And it's like, it's not, but that's what I'm feeling like, because you have to remember when you're playing an online game, you're stepping into an arena with people from all over the world that you don't know and where they're coming from. So it's like, if this was a tournament setting for $1 million, his exact statements would make sense. But if you're queuing just in public queue, it's like, dude, seriously, like get off your soapbox. Like that is like, you're playing in a public queue with 100 other people. Playing Fortnite.
But that's also I never got a straight up answer. I wanted to know exactly what he was doing. Was he just doing random cues and
that's exactly what I was just
and he got mad, or was it scrims, or I know he's been playing scrims lately. So it's like I don't know what was
and I also know a lot of the people he plays with. Like he plays with other really big streamers that are very good players, but they also just screw around. So because they're all streaming, they're entertainers. At their core, they're entertainers first and competitors second. So for me, it's like, okay, who is he playing with? Was he playing with like Tim the Tap Man and those other guys? And And so all of a sudden one of the guys messes around and wipes the whole team, and now he's pissed as shit. Like, it's all situational and there's no context here. So everyone else is looking at it, and from an outside perspective, not being a gamer, I can look in on this and go, this guy's way too serious. It's just a game. And it's like, dang, like that's part of this is a step forward for gamers, but a lot of this video and the text is actually a step back from gamers, because he's not being sensitive to people that don't understand his situation at all. So that's my rant.
Right.
I was just gonna say I'd be out. The reason I brought it up today, and in our conversation, was every single time I hopped on Twitter today, there was someone quoting the tweet, retweeting it, agreeing. People that are pissed off. Yep. People that say I lost all respect for him. People are like, oh, respect for him for saying this. It's like it's such a 50-50 thing, right? It's like, holy crap, dude.
Yeah,
big topic right now.
Going back to what Octane said, I feel like it's his team. I mean, it's a great marketing. Yep. I mean, for the last 2 days, a simple tweet, a simple hey, maybe they message him in the morning, was look, put this in there somewhere, get this together, and we could turn this into something for the next week or whatever. When I read it, when I saw the video, I immediately assumed he was in some type of scrim, some type of competitive match, not just him running around with Tim or Courage or whoever he's been playing with the last few days. I assumed immediately he was in a scrim. He got killed, got pissed. Someone in his chat said, hey, it's just a game, and it set him off. Because with that being said, I've had a lot of that, especially now that I'm back in Realm, and when I take a loss, I get pissed, especially if I'm getting queued on, I'm going to get upset, but I'm going to learn from it. And then I've been having people, hey, it's just a game. Why are you getting mad? Especially people that have never been in my chat before. And I don't know if it's because of, the recently with Ninja the last 2 days, or if it's just some guy just like, hey, it's just a game, like move on. So
more and more of me listening to you talk, and I have his tweet over here, and like his video keeps looping, and I'm like, it has to be marketing. And here's why I have to reiterate even more. So not too long ago, when he made the move from Twitch to Mixer, a lot of his rebrand, they had pushed about like, hey, I'm getting back to my roots, I'm getting back to the competitive side. That was the big push. From a perspective on Twitch, I was watching a video today and on YouTube where they were talking about how streaming is going to be taking off more and more in ways for celebrities, for YouTube personalities, for other ways to connect with their people. And this is a good example of like streaming is becoming so big where like someone like a Ninja here has to find ways to stay relevant even more, or stay in the news, or stay popular. So keeping that in mind with his new like competitive mindset, is this positioned at a time to reiterate how serious he is? Like Ninja's trying to be the next Michael Jordan of competitive esports. Like that's his goal. Like his goal is to be a household name, and he's done a very good job of it. But it's like, this is another example. Like, I can't believe this. I can't believe this is legitimate, because it's like no one triggers like this as easy, and then especially in his situation, it's too good to be true. I don't know. I second question it more and more now that I'm reading it and I'm watching it.
I get what you're saying. And like I said, I think it could be either way. Mm-hmm. Even if it wasn't a marketing ploy, and it was legit him just getting pissed, saying the last bit of it, those last few lines, whether it's marketing or not, it just, even if it is marketing, it makes it worse. Like, because now it's because of that line. Like Glock said, I've seen a bunch of people that are going after that.
Yeah, not the beginning.
Not the beginning. They're going after that part, and that's where I have issue in that. It's
hey! Don't get mad at him because he went off script. All right, his wife gave him the script. He went off script. All right.
I was gonna say, when I first heard it, I felt it, because the number one thing that he said was it's about respect, and that's one thing if people remember when I was coming up in Realm, it was like I kept getting those comments like, oh yeah, in my YouTube videos about, oh yeah, you kill bots and you don't win no tournaments and you don't play in these leagues. That first of all, I don't know why every realm league has to start at a 1 p.m. Pacific time on a Thursday. I'm sorry.
You're talking about the 10K tournaments. Let's get it right here.
Yeah, just all these little tournaments or leagues or whatever. We're starting at like, I'm still at work and I'm like,
dude, that was the 10Ks. The 10Ks were at 1:00 during the week, once a week, and East Coast time. And the reason that time was picked was not to get the most players or the most audience. It was because that was when the Skillshot team had a time slot available because they were busy in the evenings with Smite and Paladins. And so it sucked because the only people that could play in the 10Ks was your unemployed people, your people that lived at home with their parents and didn't have a job, and children that were home during the summer. Other than that,
or EU,
yeah.
So other than that, it was it. It was like, wait, the working man can't play. Like, so I took off every 10K for like 4 weeks. I took off that one day, and after the first 4, I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, this is stupid. So I was like, nope. Plus the fact that they would run 8 hours because
they were so long.
They ran that long because it was like 10 games, but at the same time, it wasn't that. You had an hour sometimes between games because they couldn't get the lobbies to start. Because there was no custom lobby. They literally like got you in. You didn't even know if you were in queue or not. It was just like, all right, don't touch anything. I think I'm in queue. I think we're good. So yeah, it was a nightmare.
I was gonna say, I kept getting all that hate like about bots, this and that, and then finally when I was on disability, I had time, I was home, and I joined Gentle Giant's little solo league he had, and I basically went in there saying like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to win this thing, but I just want some respect, dude. And I actually won the first 3 games I played in a row. and that's remember when like everyone had a team in Realm.
Yep.
Like everyone had a team in front of their name.
Yep.
Oh, after I got off stream that day, it was like everyone was like, "You want to join my team?
You want to join
my team? You want to join my team?"
Yep.
And it's like, no, I'm cool. But it's like, that was the competitive side came out of me. Was like I wasn't going in there thinking I was going to win, but I just wanted respect, like, and that's all I wanted. I'm not the best in the world, but like at least like I want you to be like, okay, I gotta put my little try hard pants on.
Yeah, but that's the issue I have with Ninja saying you have no respect. Like that bothered me in that whole rant, whatever you want to call it. But with that, there is a lot of people then attacking him for saying like about the anger side of you should be angry, but people are taking it to the extreme, like, oh well, you're teaching kids to punch a hole in their wall or throw their controllers.
Yeah, but everybody gets angry at losing or like.
There's a dent in my wall for my controller.
Come on, it is. You have to remember with any sport that's out there, like you get it. It shows your true commitment to your craft and to what you're doing.
Who has played baseball and you struck out at a crucial moment and you couldn't hold back your tears?
Yep. Or you throw a bat.
Dropped the pass? Yep. Who's dropped the pass and cost your team the game?
Yep.
And it's that pride. It's that it goes into esports too. But just because people don't understand it's a video game, it's still that competitiveness that we have in regular sports.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know that they can get angry at that because it's like everyone's in that situation. Everyone
has a different passion.
Even traditional sports, like you look at traditional sports, are people getting frustrated and upset? And yes, that occurs. Now, I don't know. Like in football, you drop a pass, but you're not like, I don't know, punching the ground or throwing a fit. Like it's kind of it's kind of been curved there, and I don't know if it's just the fines or it's just the fact that you're under such a microscope that people hold it back a little bit better. But at the same time, like people are walking back in locker rooms, punching lockers and stuff like that's normal in that situation. Like so in any traditional sport, being upset and frustrated and angry when you lose is acceptable. But why is it not in the competitive side? Why is it not in competitive esports, should we say, or the competitive gamer side when you get upset? Because it's the same atmosphere. It's just that you don't have another outlet for it. So hence you have think of it. How many broken baseball bats do you have versus broken controllers? or
right,
mice.
absolutely. I was just going to say that. Like, we haven't seen it in a while, but a batter strikes out. I mean, everybody has at least seen it once. Batter strikes out.
Yep.
Back gets snapped over the knee, and they keep going.
Which is still
smart.
Very impressive.
Oh yeah,
yes, which is not smart, but hey, it's done. I mean, have I broken the controller after a loss? Yes, I have. But
I think gamers have the ability to hide it better than most other sports are more public facing versus your traditional a guy that lives in his basement, his mother's basement type of deal. But streamers are more under that eye. So this is a situation where like caught on stream, and now it's a big deal.
Right. I don't know.
It goes in that whole thing we talk about all the time. It's like usually there's only one type, or you're either on one side or the other. Either you're insanely skilled or you're an entertainer.
Yep.
And and there's certain people like honestly, the ninja that we've had for the last couple of years isn't too much of an entertainer anymore. He's trying to be more mellow and show skill rather than being his entertaining self that he used to do all of his little stuff.
Yeah.
His vulgar stuff. So he takes it a little more serious than he used to.
Yeah.
So
that's why I rope it in. I'm just roping it into the whole plan of like competitive side.
He's given us about 35 minutes of content already.
He's relevant.
He posted a 30-second video, and we've talked about it for about 35 minutes now.
Oh, I know. Well, and it's even that this brick mixer person, smart man, 1.9 million views on that video, and it's not even Ninja hosting it. It's like, seriously, Ninja, if you have this, do you know how many impressions you would have had on Twitter with this? Instead, someone else grabbed it and threw it up there.
Right. Yeah, he just had the tweet. The other guy had the video.
I wonder if we see this more and more starting to come up on like NBC News and MSNBC, and it's like popular streamer and Call of Duty and Fortnite competitor goes off on stream. On it
if that happens,
I think of it. It's just creating more. It's creating more relevance. It's just going on and on and on. It's like he was on the Ellen show, and so everybody had him on. It's all talked about, all this stuff. It's like this is another great example. Like, oh my word.
Two things if that happens.
I was gonna say what you want about Ninja, but he has blown the door open on esports.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
Whether you love the guy or not, you have to. Dude, we have such a spotlight right now because of that guy.
Did you see?
And if that was to go to the mainstream media, two things. One, I would agree with Octane. It was marketing 101, and they pushed it straight through. Two, that'd be amazing for every gamer streamer out there now. I mean, whether you agree with it or not. Mixer. but for sure. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see it on some news network.
Did you hear that?
To see it on Keemstar eventually.
Heard that Ninja was trying to line up a deal with SpaceX to be the first gamer to game from space.
Dude, that'd be dope.
He wants to
pushing that boundary, baby. Out of this world.
He wants to be the first. He wants to be the first to do everything. Like his goal is to be the first.
If you guys don't know history on Ninja, and now I can say my piece on this. When H1Z1 came out, his team was the first one to win the first tournament.
Mm-hmm.
When Apex came out, Fortnite, dude, pretty much every battle royale game, he was on the team that was the first one to win a tournament. He may not have carried the team, but he's been the first to do all this stuff. He's the first one to do, to play with the famous rapper, and he broke all these records, most subs, most current viewers at a time. That he's the first one to go out and do this. It's like, dude,
first one to switch from Twitch
to
Mixer.
Now people are getting contracts to lead. People are getting contracts to stay. It's like he has changed the whole streaming world, whether you like him or not. Whether he's sold out. I'm sorry, I would never say another swear word again if Red Bull wants to sponsor me. I don't.
100%.
I don't give a.
If you're not first, you're last, and this is a good example of that.
That's it.
No, absolutely. I think I think this just makes competitive esports more, just pushes that even more. Like it pushes it within mainstream media, pushes it even more. I don't think there's anything to apologize here. This is just a rant at the end of the day. Like this is just a rant about a passion he has. And it's like, you don't agree with it, fine. You agree with it, great. Does it make it wrong because you don't like it? No. Like it's just stream. But dumb it down. Is it because it's Ninja and he has 5.5 million followers on Twitter, or is it because he's a streamer? Because if you or I did something like this, no one would give two shits.
Right. I think it's because it's Ninja, and I think part of the issue might be because majority of his following is younger generation, is kids. And I think that might be where people are getting a little upset, because it's almost like he's saying, get angry, be pissed when you lose. Me, you, Glock, some adults might not take it that way. We get more upset on the "you're attacking me for being lazy" side. No one's going to call me lazy but my wife, period. You know what I'm saying? But I think that might be where people are getting a little upset because of the large following of children that he has, that it might be showing the wrong thing for them. And that could be the issue. But
yeah, he doesn't.
No one's calling me lazy, but my wife, straight up, and that's what made me mad in that video.
Look, I know I'm lazy, but you don't call me lazy.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see any recourse from this in a negative fashion. I think if anything, we will see him on. Like, I'd love to see him. Like, I could see a follow up to this for like ESPN, and they bring Ninja on for an interview, and he's pushing the value of how serious competitive gaming can be, and I see that kind of trickling down. I don't see this as I release a I'm sorry video a week from now. Like,
no, I don't see that.
I don't see that happening.
I still, to this day, when my dad always asks the question, I say I'm still explaining to him to this day what streaming is. I still use his answer when he says, "Why would someone want to watch you play a game when they can go play it themselves? Yep. Why don't you go play football? Why don't you go play football on Sunday instead of watching it?"
Yeah. No,
I heard that from you. It's the best thing I ever heard when you can explain it. It's like, you're watching football because you want to watch someone better than you, and it's more entertaining. So it's true.
It will. It's so interesting, like trying to compare competitive gaming to. And I always say traditional sports, because it's like traditional sports and this, and it's hard in that regard, because it is, unfortunately, it is an American stigma. If you go overseas, and South Korea is a great example, gaming has been literally a profession for years. I mean, the original StarCraft exploded over there in Korea, to the point where like gaming houses were being opened and people were okay with their children not investing in education and going into this. And it was a way of life. Like, everyone watches it, mothers, fathers, like everybody is behind it. And then it kind of trickled into Europe, and you saw it very popular, like Europe and Russia, where like it was a big thing, because over there they would have events all over the place. Like all over the place, they would have events that it was a norm. It still hasn't gravitated yet to America. Like, it's trying, and people like Ninja are the ones that are kicking us down the road a little bit farther. But like, it's not a norm here. And so, same thing, exactly what you said, Glock. It's like, I'm not walking into any old bar and they have competitive esports, events going on. But if you go over in like Korea, it's everywhere. They still have your internet cafes, and they're filled with gamers. Like, all over there.
Light bulb idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to open up a bar with esports.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you guys Battle and Brew? Did you guys hit up Battle and Brew when you were down there?
Wait, in Atlanta?
Yes.
I did not. I went to. Wait.
You didn't go there. You would know.
That was San Diego. San Diego had like a gamer bar we went to.
They have a perfect.
Two mixed up.
I was at Battle and Brew last HRX every night. Now, and it was fantastic. And it was, all gamer driven, esports driven. Now, High Res hosted a few events there. Community managers hosted some events there. Like Team Rival hosted an event. So totally different. But like, that is totally different atmosphere. But going back to the Ninja thing, it's like, this is an issue or talked about because it's gaming and it's not football. or it's not baseball or basketball. I think that's where the underlying issue is.
Oh, wait, you're taking me this year at HRX to Battle and Bruce?
I'll take you. I'll take you. That's right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Have they announced when that is yet?
No, but you know it's probably gonna be in November again.
November, yeah. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Sounds good.
I'm on Mixer now. I'll be at TwitchCon in San Diego.
There you go.
4 hours away. Why not?
I'm still trying to decide if I want to go to PAX East.
Isn't that like next month?
It's the end of this month. It's the last weekend.
Yeah.
Well, this weekend is DreamHack in Atlanta, and I have people that I know down there. Like, come on, just drive down here. I'm like, yeah, my wife's not gonna
Is
allow
DreamHack
that.
Atlanta?
I'm sorry, a DreamHack Anaheim.
Oh, I'm like, wait, Atlanta? Yeah, I mean,
Anaheim.
yeah, I mean, looking at HRX versus because HRX used to be its own thing. It never was.
Well,
DreamHack.
they said they. I was told that when I was at HRX next year they're probably going to go back. They're talking about going back to doing it themselves because I guess when they first did with DreamHack, HRX was supposed to be in the middle, so you had to walk through. This year, the High Res Expo was on the side of the building, like in this little tiny area, and it was just like
correct.
It was like you walked in, went left.
Oh,
yeah,
so they changed it. Okay,
yeah,
so
but it was all by itself in the corner of the building, and it was like an afterthought, honestly.
Yeah,
so
that's interesting because the previous year was the first year of DreamHack, and when you walked in, it was to the right, and if you broke the whole thing up into like, it literally took up a third of DreamHack. Like it was, and because they had an entire big ass Smite stage. Paladins was a little bit smaller than that. And then at the backside, kind of closest to the right entrance, had like all the different play areas. Like it was huge. It was huge. So they must have teetered it down quite a bit, and then it pushed it off to the side there. So
the Smite and the Paladins was the same stage, right? Like they took turns.
It was Smite and Paladins. Yeah, they had like a. Switched over to
sounds like somebody was penny pinching this year on DreamHack.
They had a bigger stage for the CS:GO. Even a big old area for like a Halo 2 tournament.
The year before,
Brawlhalla. Oh my god,
dude! The year before, I'm not lying. The main stage for High Res was Smite was literally like 5 times bigger than CS:GO. And then all the other events looked like something that like high school students put on. And then it was like this massive setup. So the fact that they shrunk it down so much kind of lines up with everything though. Smite and Paladins, they went ahead. Smite and Paladins, with this current season, they brought everything back. They reeled it down. They're not paying for as much. A lot of Smite players retired this year. Paladins players were pissed. Realm Royale, they kind of just walked away from. It's all going into Rogue Company. I imagine they're kind of penny pinching, and that's why it went that way.
Possibly.
Could be. So anyways, back to Ninja. Any last thoughts on our Ninja conversation? Anything like that?
No, I think we covered most of it. I mean, unless Goldie has something to say.
My biggest thing is if you are going to walk away from this being angry, be angry at the last part of his statements. Mm-hmm. Don't be angry at him saying it's just a game. And you shouldn't get angry for losing. Mm-hmm. If you are playing competitively, you absolutely should be angry or upset with your loss as long as you take something away from it to make yourself better. Okay. Other than that, don't attack him for being who he is, because whether you like him or don't like him, he is paving the way for every one of us as content creators, and he is a competitive player,
Yeah. Any last remarks there, Glock?
For Ninja, no.
Awesome.
I love you, Ninja Hyper, for always and forever.
Host me on Mixer.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
That's right. I remember like early on when I first played with Glock and he did that, and I was like, what was that? Like, what was that? So anyways, guys, in the meantime, before you join us next week, we've been pushing the audio side as much as we can. Goldie's been working on that, working through that new experience. So
I'm a streamer, not a podcaster.
Yeah,
Don't hate me.
So he is working on getting that on as many outlets as possible. It's going to take some time, so hang with us. I think it's Podbeam right now. It's on there.
It's on Podbeam right now. Podbeam is a free app.
Okay.
You can get it on PC, get it on your phone.
Okay.
It is Dads and Gaming. You can search it there. It has our first 2 episodes. It will have this episode most likely tomorrow. And I am trying to get it on other outlets. It's just not as easy as getting a stream key and going live. So
all good,
So,
good. We do have a handful of more episodes, thoughts in the pipeline. We've talked a lot about, kids in gaming and supporting kids. We've talked about, competitive esports and children and stuff like that. There's a lot of things that we are thinking about doing on the next several episodes. So if you guys have ideas, feel free to post them. We do have a Twitter now. You want to advertise that a little bit, Goldie?
It's at Dads and Gaming. Absolutely. That's where you will see the little teasers going forward, and it'll be popping up. There is if you have questions, you want to, some feedback, you can add it there. Yeah.
All right, cool. So, guys, if you guys did enjoy this content, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button to support us. This video will be up on all 3 of our YouTube channels. So wherever you guys consume this content, please go ahead and support that with a thumbs up, with a subscribe, with a follow, with a comment, whatever you guys would like to. And we'll see you guys next week. Take care, everybody. Oh, you guys are cute.